What's up, this is Altark here. So I have been using Bryton's latest bike computers, the Rider S510 and the Rider S810 for a while now. And while they both look very similar and share a lot of the same features, there are some key differences that are worth paying attention to. So in this video, I'll break down those differences to help you decide which one fits you best, whether you are shopping for your first Bryton device or comparing it to something like a Garmin or a Wahoo. And just a quick background on Bryton, it is a Taiwanese company that's been around since 2009, and they specialize in GPS bike computers and offer a few accessories like a bike radar. Their gear tend to be more budget friendly, but still loaded with features that you would find on more expensive devices. And these two bike computers, the S510 and S810, are a perfect example of that. Both have color touchscreens, both support multiple bike profiles, turn-by-turn navigation with preloaded map, smart trainer control, and a climb feature called Climb Challenge. There's a lot to like here, and some areas that could also be better, which I'll touch on later in this video. So what actually makes one better than the other? Let's break it down. Okay, let's start with the size difference, because that is the first thing that you will notice when you put these two side by side. The Rider S810 measures approximately 4 inches tall, 2.3 inches wide, and 0.62 inches thick. The Rider S510 is about 3.3 inches tall, 2 inches wide, and 0.6 inches thick. So the S810 is noticeably taller and wider, and that gives you more screen real estate. Great if you like having more data fields or just easier to read maps. The S510, on the other hand, is more compact and takes up a lot less space on your handlebar. That might appeal to some of you if you prefer to have a sleeker or more minimal setup. And with the larger size of the S810, it also weighs a little bit more. So the S810 comes in at 116 grams, where the S510 is a bit lighter at 96 grams. So that's about 20 grams difference, which isn't that huge, but if you are a weight weenie and like to keep your bike as light as possible, it is something to definitely consider here. Okay, moving on to the display, and this is where the S810 really starts to show off. It's got a 3.5-inch color touchscreen with curved glass and slim bezels, which gives it a more modern premium look. And the larger screen does not just give you more real estate, it looks significantly better. It also makes it easier to read your data fields and check your stats without squinting. Not to say that I squint or anything. And the colors. The colors on the S810 also pop a bit more. It is also brighter, and just everything looks so much nicer on the S810. The S510, on the other hand, has a 2.8-inch color touchscreen, and it is definitely crisp and readable, but it is more compact and the bezels are a little bit thicker and does not have the same curved glass that you will find on the S810. And the display does not feel quite as impressive or premium as the one on the S810. Also, the colors aren't as vivid and the screen is not as bright as the S810. And speaking of screen brightness, both devices come with an ambient light sensor, which means they can automatically adjust screen brightness based on your environment. So whether you are riding in full sun or shaded trails, the screen stays readable without having to mess with the settings. But the S810 takes it a step further with more controls over that automatic brightness. From any page, just tap the screen to bring up the quick access menu, and you'll see a slider that lets you fine-tune how bright the auto settings should be. You can slide it towards the red zone for maximum screen brightness, which looks great, but it uses a lot more battery that way. Or move it to the green zone, and that will conserve power on longer rides. And if you want full control, you can turn off auto brightness completely and set your screen brightness manually. So that level of customization is something that is missing on the S510. Okay, let's talk about the data fields, because if you are the type of riders who likes to keep an eye on everything from power and cadence to gradient and lap time and TSS and everything that is available for you, then data fields matter. The S810 lets you display up to 12 data fields per page because of that bigger screen and more real estate that you have. The S510, with a smaller 2.8-inch display, can show up to 10 data fields per page. So that is still plenty, but if you are into structured workout or just want all your metrics in front of you, the S810 gives you a bit more breathing room here. So if you love loading up your screen with stats, the S810 is the one to go with. The Rider S810 is rated for up to 50 hours of use, which is impressive for a device with a large full color touchscreen. It's a great choice for those long distance riders, multi-day trips, or just anyone who does not want to think about charging very often. The S510 gives you up to 30 hours, which is still plenty for most training rides, races, or weekend rides. One thing that gives the S810 an extra edge here is the ability to customize how much power it uses. So for example, with auto screen brightness that I just talked about, you can adjust the sensitivity using the slider. You can crank it up to full brightness or slide it towards the green zone to save on power. You can also turn it off altogether and set the screen brightness manually. So if you are someone who likes to dial in your setup to maximize battery life, the S810 gives you just a tiny bit more flexibility to do that. And speaking of dialing in battery consumption, the S810 also gives you the option to adjust your data recording frequency, which can impact both your ride data accuracy and also battery life. And to access it, just go to the main menu, tap on Settings, scroll down to Recording Settings, and then tap on Smart Recording. From there, you can choose between 1-second recording, which gives you more detailed data, or 4-second recording, which helps save battery on longer rides. The S510 does not offer this type of setting, so if you want that extra bit of control over how your data is captured and how long your battery lasts, the S810 has the advantage here. Next up, let's talk about Strava Life segments. The Rider S810 supports Strava Life segments, which means you will get real-time feedback when you are approaching a starred segment. Once you are on it, the screen shows your live progress, how far you have to go, and how you are stacking up against the KOM. So it's a great motivator if you are a competitive rider and like to hunt for Strava segments, or just want to push a little bit harder on those climbs and sprints in your area. The S510, however, does not support Strava Life segments, so if segment chasing is a big part of your riding, that is something to definitely keep in mind. Both the S510 and S810 includes the Climb Challenge 2.0, which gives you real-time gradient and elevation information as you approach and ride up climbs. But the S810 takes it a step further thanks to that larger screen. You get more detailed previews, better segment breakdowns, and a clearer view of upcoming climbs. It just looks better and easier to follow when you are riding up a hill and do not want to fumble with zooming in. So while both devices offer Climb Challenge 2.0, the experience is a bit more polished and easier to digest on the S810. Okay, let's wrap things up with the price, because that might be the deciding factor for a lot of people. The Rider S510 has a retail price of $249.95 US, but I am finding it selling for a lot less on Amazon right now. It's actually selling for around $220 on Amazon, which makes it a really solid deal. The Rider, on the other hand, the S810 I mean, is priced at $299.95 US, so you're looking at a $80 difference here if you go with the current Amazon pricing. So for that extra cost, you get a larger screen, more modern display, longer battery life, and Strava Life segments. Okay, before we wrap things up, I want to talk about a few downsides that I've experienced with these two devices. First, both the S510 and S810 has no Wi-Fi support. So everything from uploading your rides to doing firmware updates has to go through the Bryton Active phone app. It's not that big of a deal, but it is not as seamless as just syncing over Wi-Fi like you can do with other brands. Also, if you are syncing a workout like from Training Peaks, it won't just show up on the device automatically. You'll need to open the Bryton's app and manually send it over. So it adds another step that you have to do before riding. And speaking of workouts, Bryton currently only supports its own workout builder and Training Peaks. So if you are using Trainer Road, for example, or something else, you won't be able to send that workout to the device, which could be a deal breaker for some. Another thing to know is that map updates and downloads have to be done manually via USB-C. So you will need to plug the device into your computer and use the Bryton's update tool. You cannot update or download maps on the device through the Bryton's app on your phone, which kind of feel outdated in 2025. There are also a few features that rely on your phone being connected during the ride, like navigation, rerouting, and Live Track. And I also found rerouting to be a little bit slow. And Live Track, great idea, but it did not work reliably for me unless I manually send the link. There is an auto send feature that just did not kick in the way it's supposed to for me. Aside from those limitations, both the S510 and the S810 are solid bike computers that offer a lot of value for the price. You are getting feature packed devices from color touchscreen, multiple bike profiles, easy to use and customize, smart trainer control, and much more, all at a price that is well below what you would pay for other big name brands. All right. There you have it, folks. If you find this video helpful, please hit that like button. It really helps the channel. And if you're still watching and have not subscribed yet, you know what to do. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.